the consultant is being brought in because you fundamentally don't understand your customer, I would recommend that you find a different industry where you do. That seems like a larger problem to me.
I think there could be more need for the data science consultant ever, right? Because we're seeing your example of a child play shop, seeing the change numbers and then asking us who the hell tells me what to do with it, right? So this industry is going to need more than there will ever be population for. You guys,
Carter Schomold, I guess I'm the president of Globe Pose. So one question, I think maybe all of you can answer it, but perhaps Justin might be best situated to sort of answer this. One thing I find is that a scenario I'm going to be having happen, I imagine probably involved enough, is you have an interesting business that on the face of it reaches out, is going to reach out to you, and they seem like they might be a good fit, good in terms of your product, but maybe they're not quite. How has that happened to you? And if so, do you go about recommending a vendor that's a more appropriate fit that you sort of have like respect, or because that sort of is where I'm trending in that sort of space?
So let me just make sure I understood the question. So you're saying because this is sort of a complicated space, do we try to sell to people where we wouldn't actually be the best product for them?
When they are not a good fit and they approach you, do you say, no, you're not a good fit, you should talk with this other vendor?
Right. So the customer's approaching us saying, I want to buy an adapt, and it's just not a good fit for them.
Do you,
right.
I mean, is that something, has that happened to any of you? Has that happened for any of you guys?
Yeah.
And what vendors do you point them to other vendors, or?
Right, I would say it actually does happen quite a bit, because I think a lot of people don't have a good appreciation for all the technologies. There's an ELS group called the 451 group. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them. They just asked us to put out this sort of subway chart of all the different database technologies. It's really cool to look at, but it is also extremely overwhelming and really, I think, visualizes the complexity of the space. So we do run into this question a lot, where first of all, we try to educate the customer on what's the difference between transactional systems, operational systems, and analytical systems, because we are not a transactional database. We are only analytical, and so we'll run into those issues. So MongoDB, for example, is purely complementary to what we do. You wouldn't use Mongo for analytics, really, and you wouldn't use us for keeping your web page running, for example. So we do a lot of that education, and I think at the end of the day, you want to sell customers, but you want them to be successful with what they're buying ultimately. So I think that's just, again, a function of the immaturity of the industry, and I think you would be foolish as a vendor to not do that.
I agree. Okay, just one.
Hi, I'm Kathy.